to the overall NASA mission of understanding the history and evolution of the solar system, and also the manned space program, where there are plans to send astronauts to explore the surface of small bodies.
Dan Britt is a professor at UCF who leads class. He says researchers are looking at the physical properties of asteroids and how materials behave in microgravity.
All of these things are part of the equation for trying to decide what's the smartest way and safest way to explore.
The information gathered by UCF students would help astronauts know what to expect in space. While doing research, students like Seamus Anderson are able to get hands-on experience in a lab.
Coming up on UCF Nightly News. A UCF student died after being hit by a car. Find out how the UCF community is grieving over a fallen knight.
Then, Nightly News gets an exclusive interview with UCF President John Hitt.
Plus, find out what's next with the new UCF president-elect, Dale Whitaker.
In sports, spring football is this weekend. Find out how your Knights are preparing after the previous season.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Khalil Maycock.
And I'm Christina Diaz. Today is Friday, April 20th, 2018. A UCF student lost his life this week while jogging on Alafaya Trail. Reporter Brianna Jones is live on the scene. Brianna, tell us what happened.
Alafaya Road near Riverwind Apartments, where Ruel Buchanan, the president of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated and a beloved active member of the UCF community, was hit by a car. Orange County Public Works and traffic engineers have been conducting research on this road for the past 3 years and are still finalizing improvements. Reporter Maya Thicklin spoke to Buchanan's best friend.
Rude, honestly, just a genuine person. Love to smile, love to just, have fun.
Those are a few of the characteristics Roshane Walker uses to describe his deceased friend Ruel Buchanan. Florida Highway and Patrol, or FHP, says Buchanan was hit Wednesday night while jogging on Alafaya near Carrigan Avenue.
Did make his way towards the crosswalk and attempted to cross the southbound lanes. However, that traffic had a green light, was already coming southbound, and a vehicle struck and killed him.
FHP is currently investigating the accident. When troopers arrived, they examined the scene and found alcohol played no role. This is the first fatal accident on Alafaya this year. FHP gives tips on how drivers and pedestrians can avoid these risks.
Make sure they go to the locations that are the safest for them to cross. Marked intersections with marked crosswalks where there's a pedestrian signal. If possible, activate that signal, and that way it actually gives you enough time to cross the roadway safely.
Buchanan was a beloved member of the community. Dr. Maribeth F. Hayes, Vice President for Student Development and Enrollment Services, released a statement about Buchanan's character. The hashtag #LongLiveRue was trending on Twitter Thursday night in remembrance of Buchanan. Friends knew him as a leader in the community.
His favorite quote was, aspire to inspire before you expire. And honestly, that's exactly what he did.
And will be remembered for it. Reporting in Orlando, Maya Thicklin, UCF Nightly News.
The driver of the car did stop, but no arrest will be made until the investigation is completed. Members of the UCF Nightly News team filmed Buchanan on the day of his death at a Black Wednesday event. Memorial service will be held for him on Sunday afternoon. Back to you, Khalil and Christina.
The United States launched a series of airstrikes last Friday. Around 110 missiles targeted 3 Syrian sites associated with chemical weapons, all without approval from Congress. A protest took place on UCF's campus in response to this attack. UCF students protested the United States' involvement in Syria. Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution states that Congress shall have the power to declare war. So how was the president able to bomb Syria without consent from Congress? UCF political science professor Constantine Ash shares why he thinks Congress won't take legal action against the president.
Well, realistically, Congress would never challenge him on this sort of thing, even if the airstrikes were maybe sustained. It's a Republican Congress. They're not going to be ones to challenge a Republican president before an election, which is what's going on.
A group of senators proposed a rewrite of the authorization for use of military force. This new legislation will strengthen Congress's hand in military decisions. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee is scheduled to vote on this next week.
Students can start picking up their 5 graduation tickets next week. But many students are complaining that the number of tickets is not enough. UCF student Doris Lynn Quinones is graduating this semester. Quinones lost her mother 2 years ago. She says she wants more tickets to give to those who have grown close to her during that hard time.
It would mean that I could invite people that have really made a difference in my life, people that, while they might not be my family, they have become family throughout this entire process.
Any tickets not picked up by students are entered into a raffle. The registrar's office selects students randomly to give extra seats to. An official for the registrar's office says the number of tickets relates to seating available in the CFE arena. And currently, there are no plans to change the location of the graduation.
A UCF student who was recently inducted into the Order of Pegasus is set to graduate this May. Her time at UCF has been filled with numerous awards, scholarships, and acceptances. Reporter Alexandria Bozarjian met with this student and found out why her journey to graduation is different from the rest.
On this day, Jesslyn Kara was awarded the highest honor a student can attain at UCF. But not too long ago, she was in between homes and spending her nights on UCF's campus.
There were cushions and everything. You could take a nap, a quick nap there. And I had a car, so I could sleep in the car for a while. My brother and I were both in that same situation at that point.
Kara, who is from India, moved to the U.S. to get the education her mother never could.
And she was living okay, but of course she could not have achieved her academic dreams, but she was okay living-wise. But she knew I had some academic drives and I wanted to do better, or I wanted to go forward, and she knew that would not have been possible if I were in India.
Recently, the biomed major was accepted to UCF's medical school, and Dr. Genaro Lopez, her advisor, says UCF is lucky to have her.
I think she's a unique human being. I don't believe that I'm going to have the privilege to meet another person like her in the rest of my career.
A fellow classmate says although Kara has achieved many things, she has always been humble.
But I feel with Jesslyn, honestly, from her heart, she just wants to help people, and she never had that envy or that jealousy. And if there was any opportunity she had to help a student or her friend, she would.
Kara says UCF has given her so much, and all she wants to do is give back.
Not many med schools offer you scholarships, so I'm really grateful to UCF Comdas. So I'm sticking towards it, and also because I have a really passion towards UCF.
She is thankful to continue the next chapter of her life at a university she loves. Reporting in Orlando, Alexandria Bozarjian, UCF Nightly News.
Kara intends on staying busy as she awaits graduation. She started her own organization called Knights Overseas, which provides educational opportunities to impoverished nations. When she begins at UCF's medical school in August, Kara hopes to continue tutoring students.
A UCF student has advanced to the finals in the Jeopardy College Championship Tournament. Sophomore Hannah Sage competed in day 1 of the finals last night. Sage is currently in second place heading into tonight with $7,600. The leader has $9,000. Sage is receiving overwhelming support from the UCF community. She says no matter what happens, she is happy she got the opportunity to represent UCF on a national stage.
I was really proud that I was able to represent all my fellow Knights. And I think out of all 15 of us, there were only 3 public schools out of all of the schools that were represented, so I was also happy just to be you don't have to go to a fancy private school, I can do this.
The second night of the finals competition is tonight at 7 p.m. The winner will receive a grand prize of $100,000 and a shot at the next Tournament of Champions game.
A UCF student uses his research on soundscape ecology to land a grant with Harvard's Forest program. Evan Waldman, a third-year honors student, will be heading to Boston this summer to research ecology. Soundscape ecology is the study of what's happening in the environment through sound. In Waldman's research, he strapped recorders to trees around UCF to collect sound. Waldman says at Harvard, he will be researching how bugs affect trees.
There are these parasites that can go into trees and ruin them, and then it causes the tree to die. but then the tree will go back into the soil and then it will help other trees grow. So it's trying to model that behavior and see if there's any like things that humans can do.
Grant includes a stipend that may help with travel and housing expenses. After graduation, Waldman hopes to attend college in England to get his PhD.
Classes for the spring semester are coming to an end, and finals are just around the corner. If the library is crammed, there are many other study spots on campus that seem to go unnoticed. One of them is found at the Burnett Honors College. Any student is welcome to study at the quiet and secluded courtyard located behind the building. Another find is the Barnes & Noble's campus bookstore, where students can grab a coffee and hit the books inside or out. And just across from the breezeway is a gazebo with a few tables, a perfect spot to study or just people watch.
Coming up after the break. Now that Provost Whitaker is sitting in the president's seat, there is a vacant spot for UCF's provost.
Plus, we're saying farewell to UCF's longest sitting president and welcoming a new era of leadership.
Graduates aren't the only ones leaving UCF.
Reporter Anna Johnson joins us now. Anna, what are some changes we can see this summer?
Well, Christina, I actually got to sit down with President John C. Hitt and his wife, Martha. After 26 years as president, this is his last semester leading the university. Nightly News sat down with Hitt to find out how he defines the legacy he's leaving behind.
Hello, I'm John Hitt, president of the University of Central Florida.
When John C. Hitt took over as UCF's fourth president in 1992, he saw a school and city ready for change.
I saw here in Orlando the opportunity to take a university that was almost certainly going to grow a great deal and try to have it become a key element of success in the community.
During his time as the longest serving president, student enrollment has more than tripled, and UCF gained national recognition as a research institution. Boyd Lindsley is deputy director of the Nicholson School of Communication. He got his doctoral degree from UCF and wrote his dissertation on the university's history. He feels Hitt's influence in a professional and personal way.
It has offered a great deal of structure and comfort for the university. Even though we've been constantly changing and constantly growing, the one real consistent piece that has always been there is John C. Hitt.
Hitt is proud of all he's been able to do for students at UCF. Both he and his wife, Martha, say their relationships are only one of the many things they'll miss when they leave.
We will miss the energy that's here and the many, many different things that are going on all the time.
Hitt hopes his legacy will inspire UCF students to make the world a better place.
they can focus on solving problems in ways that help others, there's no limit to what they can do here. Hope that grows.
Hitt's last day is June 30th.
Wisconsin is the next stop after the Hitt family leaves Florida. Hitt plans to serve as president emeritus, which means he can still consult and guide the university. And both he and Martha say they're planning on coming back for as many home football games as possible.
Thank you, Anna. With President Hitt leaving the office, there's a change in reins that will be coming to UCF.
Sophia is live in the studio with us today to give us more details on the new president-elect, Dale Whitaker, and his mission for the future of UCF. So, Sophia, can you tell us what's happening?
Thanks, guys. We were actually able to sit down with Dale Whitaker to talk about his transition. This summer marks a new chapter in UCF's history with President-elect Dale Whitaker stepping into office. Nightly News spoke with him to see just how he plans to connect with students.
I would like to see more of a presence.
Someone who's trying to be more involved.
He should definitely be connected with what we want.
To give more of a presence on UCF.
This is what UCF students are looking for in their next president. And that's just what President-elect Dale Whitaker plans to do.
You might see me to be more external facing, more engaged on the campus.
He says he hopes to connect with students in person and with the help of social media. Whitaker was second in command under President John C. Hitt, and Hitt has nothing but positive things to say.
He's an outstanding choice as a successor in my view, and he will continue the trajectory of improved quality as well as measured growth.
Whitaker says his mission is to make UCF one of the best schools in the country. He says he thinks this is possible because of the students.
The students at UCF are uniquely engaged, uniquely influential, and uniquely powerful.
And the driving force behind Whitaker's mission is his passion for people.
You know, when we find that one thing that just draws us and drives us, your energy is never depleted. And, you know, the mission of lifting lives is something that has always driven me.
Driven him straight to the top of UCF. Reporting from Orlando, Sophia McCready's UCF Nightly News. Whitaker will officially take office on July 1st. He knows he has some big shoes to fill, but is excited for change. That's all I have for now. Back to you at the desk, Khalil and Christina.
Thanks, Sophia. Now that Dale Whitaker is going to be president, there's an open seat in the provost office. UCF is now in the search for the next provost. Assistant Director for UCF Communications, Mark Schuleb, sent an email with all the information in regards to the hunt for the next provost. The new search committee held its first meeting on Thursday morning, where President-elect Dale Whitaker was present. They went over the qualities they believe the next provost should have. Some of the qualities include integrity and honesty. The meeting will be held next week. As of now, no specific date has been announced.
With classes ending in 1 week, we can finally enjoy the summer weather.
And Jane is here to tell us what to expect for the next few days.
That's right, guys. Sunny skies to end the week, but our beginning is a different story. More on weather when we come back.
Welcome back to UCF Nightly News. Summer is coming up, which means warmer temperatures.
Jane, can you tell us what we can expect for this weekend?
Thanks, guys. We were off to a great and sunny start earlier this week, but it does look like we will be experiencing some rain in the next few days. As for the rest of Florida, let's take a look at what our neighbors are experiencing across the state. For our high, in Tallahassee, we'll have 76 degrees, in Jacksonville, 66 degrees, in Tampa, 84, in Orlando, 84 degrees, and down in Miami, 83 degrees. And now for our lows. In Tallahassee, we'll be experiencing 52 degrees, Jacksonville 58 degrees, Tampa 66 degrees, Miami 74 degrees, and in Orlando 65 degrees. And now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. On Saturday, we'll be experiencing a high of 79 degrees and a low of 66 degrees, with a 40% chance of rain. On Sunday, we'll be high of 80 degrees, a low of 67 degrees, and an 80% chance of rain. On Monday, it will be a high of 83 degrees, low of 67 degrees, and an 80% chance of rain. On Tuesday, we'll be experiencing 83 degrees for our highs, 64 degrees for our lows, and a 40% chance of rain. And we'll finally see the sun on Wednesday with an 81% chance for 81 degrees, a low of 63 degrees, and 0% chance of rain on Wednesday. That's all the time we have for now. Back to you, Khalil and Christina at the desk.
The national championships are back with their annual spring game.
Princess Shanae, what do you have in store for us after the break?
There's a new football league coming to Orlando, Christina and Khalil, and after the break, I'll tell you more. Good afternoon, UCF Knights. I'm Princess Jeanne Steverson Lowry, and here's a quick but exciting look at what's making news with UCF Athletics and Orlando. The state of Florida has 3 professional football teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Miami Dolphins, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now has a new professional team that is coming right here to Orlando. It's a new league called the Alliance of American Football, and the countdown to this new season has just begun. This new league will provide players with post-football career planning and a comprehensive bonus system, as well as counseling and scholarship support post-secondary education. Former UCF football player Cedric Jordan Williams explains why this new league is valuable.
It means everything. It gives players like me, walk-ons, players that don't enter the draft, another chance to play the game that they love.
Jordan Williams is a former running back for the Knights' 2017-2018 season. Former American football player and head coach for the University of Florida, Steve Spurrier, will be in charge of the new league season. The season for the league will start 1 week after the New Year's Super Bowl, hoping to give fans something else to watch besides the NFL. The season will last 10 weeks and be stocked with regional football college players. In 2017 and 18, the Knights rocked the nation, taking home the titles NCAA Football AAC Championship and National Champs. Now under an entirely new coaching staff, the Knights are ready to show they've still got momentum while prepping for their annual spring game.
The team has been practicing every Monday,
Wednesday, and
the team says they expect to see a packed house and have tons of fun. Running back Adrian Killens explains the team's upcoming goals.
I believe that we want to break strides and break records that we did the previous season, but we can't dwell on the past. We got to move forward and go on from where we are now and just keep getting better as a team.
So we know the target's on our back. Practicing under a new coach, players say everything is set at a new pace. Defensive back Trey Neal is in his last spring practice and says it's all good.
It's my last spring practice, so I've just been overall, these guys, they've been working really hard. Even from January, playing their first game and then coming in just working as soon as we got back. They've been working really hard, getting in shape, getting their bodies right.
The boys say more than anything, they want to dominate the line of scrimmage, be more physical, and keep the ball moving at all times.
This will be the first time UCF will play for a spring game under new head coach, Coach Heupel. It will also be the first time that the Knights have a new player on the field, redshirt sophomore from Notre Dame, Parker Boudreaux.
Boudreaux is an offensive lineman who transferred to the university in summer 2017, but couldn't play after the NCAA denied his appeal for a family hardship waiver. His sister Maddie was ill. Boudreaux says he can't wait to finally play.
We just want to be really physical. We want to dominate the line of scrimmage and move the ball as hard and fast as we can.
The game will kick off tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Spectrum Stadium. Reporting in Orlando, Princess Jeanne Steverson Lowry, UCF Nightly News.
While the game will feature offense against defense, the boys say at the end of the day they are a brotherhood, a family, and that this game gives them the opportunity to prepare themselves for the targets they know will be on their back coming in the fall. UCF police are planning security for Saturday's spring game. There will be a small chemical sensors and cameras all around the stadium, along with officers at every entrance and an FBI Joint Counterterrorism Task Force member. Chief Berria says, if you see something, say something. There will be almost 10,000 people there on the Saturday show. Well, Knight fans, that's all the time we have for now. I'm Princess Jeanne Steverson Lowry. Back to you, Khalil and Christina at the desk.
Time for Night Out. Thanks for joining us on our last show of the semester.
And to our graduates, congratulations.
We wish you all continued success.
Remember, a new Nightly News team will be back in fall 2018. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Bye.
They play two very good teams. I mean,